Mr. President, Senators and Representatives, please, we are now begging of you, stop ignoring the American people who were reduced to poverty. We did not create this depression, but we are living it, every day. We need help, now. People who were fully employed, paying taxes, and raising families are now paying the ultimate price. You are deliberately failing us by ignoring our most basics and urgent needs. As of today, there are still no plans to add additional weeks of benefit to existing tiers or and a Tier 5 to keep us from becoming increasingly destitute. Hundreds of thousands of people have lost or will lose all financial support. I, myself received my last benefit check of $102 on March 15th. How long do you suppose my daughters and myself will survive? These benefits are simply meant to keep food on our tables and a roof over our heads. No luxuries, just the basics. How long will it be before we become part of the sad statistics and become another American homeless family when we cannot afford our electric or gas bills? Rent/mortgage? How about food? What do I tell my children when they are hungry? Yes, homelessness and suicide is in the increase. Does anyone care in Washington? How many tragedies will you need before addressing this issue? This is the result of your own doing. You will have blood on your hands. We have money to help the rest of the world when a catastrophe strikes. How about starting in our own backyard for a change and take care of the American people first? It is not only a national catastrophe but a modern tragedy that should be getting your undivided attention. Do not end benefits until there are actually jobs for us. As of now, there is still only one job for every 6 unemployed workers. Add a Tier 5. Now.
Nancy Pelosi told the Catholic Community Conference that the Catholic Church must play a major role in getting immigration reform passed by speaking about it from the pulpit. She says the church must tell parishioners that the issue is, quote, a manifestation of us living the gospel.
I would hope that there's one thing that we can do, working together as we go forward, that speaks to what the Bible tells us about the dignity and worth of every person. And that is on the subject of immigration, because I think the church is going to have to play a very major role in how people are treated. The cardinals, the archbishops, the bishops that come to me and say, we want you to pass immigration reform, and I said, but I want you to speak about it from the pulpit. I want you to instruct your whatever the communication is. The people, some who oppose immigration reform, are sitting in those pews, and you have to tell them that this is a manifestation of our living the Gospels. Our patron saint of San Francisco, St. Francis of Assisi, he said, preach the gospel, sometimes use words. We need the words to be said because it isn't being picked up just automatically.
Speaker Pelosi also says the federal government cannot tell the 12 million people currently living in the country illegally to go back where they came from or, quote, go to jail.
We have to respect that dignity and worth and recognize that the church has an important role to play in that. We don't have, as a practical matter, we can't say to people, 12 million of you go back to wherever you came from or go to jail. We can't do that. But the newcomers to America are really, again, important to the constant reinvigoration of America, which is part of who we are and have always been, unless we're all Native American. God bless them, but most of the people here came from someplace else.
Congress, do the American people have to beg you to give them help? Don't they feel dehumanized enough? Without arguing over who's going to pay for it, help the American people. Not just 30 days at a time, but until they find jobs. Good jobs that will pay enough to keep a roof over their heads, food, and the basics of human life. Don't shut the door in their face. Do you care? Create a Tier 5